You think your correction fails because you were too soft. But most of the time, it fails because you came in too early. Your child doesn't learn the limit first. They learn that big feelings are followed by pressure, distance, or control. This video will show what your child's brain hears before your lesson lands, and why connection changes whether correction teaches or backfires. Your child spills something. You turn fast. Your voice gets sharper before you even see their face. A part of you knows this isn't the best moment to teach, but you still want the behavior to stop right now. That is where most discipline starts going wrong. Not because the limit is wrong, but because the child isn't ready to receive it yet. When correction comes before safety, the brain doesn't store the lesson the way you think. It stores the feeling first, and that changes what your child learns from you in that moment. So, before we talk about better behavior, we need to look at what happens in those few seconds right before you correct. Your child just spilled water. Your instinct kicks in, and you turn around immediately. Stop that! How many times have I told you? Look at them. The child is just standing there, staring down at the puddle, barely processing what just happened. Too early. You think you're teaching, but you're actually interrupting a brain that isn't ready. Right now, your child's mind is overwhelmed. It's registering your tone and your anger, not your words. The correction is being encoded as a threat rather than guidance. Instead of learning how to fix the mistake, they are learning how to defend themselves. Their reflex is to evade, not to understand. You just want the chaos to stop right now. But remember, the mistake isn't the problem. The timing is. And when the timing is off, the lesson never lands. Your child is crying, and you keep talking, explaining the rules and the consequences. But they aren't looking at you. No response. You wonder, why aren't they listening? You're speaking clearly, but their brain isn't listening for meaning yet. The stress response has been triggered. Fight, flight, or freeze. In this state, the thinking brain temporarily shuts down. The mind is only processing one question. Am I safe or not? You think you're teaching a rule, but your child is only learning the feeling that comes with it. Slowly, your lessons become linked to fear or shame, not the rule, the feeling. They don't learn what you say first, they learn how it feels, and that feeling decides what they do next. You notice that next time your child reacts even faster. The moment you speak, they argue back, or they shut down, or they walk away. You wonder, why is this getting worse? Because your intervention isn't fixing the problem, it's shaping it. Their brain has learned a pattern: emotion, correction, discomfort. Now they start to avoid or resist before you even finish your sentence. Resistance rises, cooperation drops. An emotional gap begins to form. Faster, sooner, stronger. You're not stopping the pattern, you're speeding it up. And this is where most parents misunderstand what's really happening. You're exhausted, and this is the 5th time your child has repeated that behavior. Your voice rises faster than before. You call it discipline, but your body is actually asking for relief. Rarely is your correction about the child in these moments. Your brain is overloaded, and your reaction becomes a tool to release your own stress. Your child receives your intensity, not your instruction. Trust weakens. Instead of improving, they learn to hide. Not teaching, releasing. Your reaction is solving your overwhelm before it teaches your child. So, what would it look like if the order changed? The child is still crying, but this time you don't rush to correct. You lower your voice, get down to their level, and wait a beat. Pause first. You are allowing their nervous system to settle. This is how the thinking brain comes back online. Only then does your instruction have a place to land. Without this, the old cycle continues. Child reacts, parent reacts, and nobody learns. You need to slow this down. Same limit, different entry point. You're not delaying discipline, you're making it possible, and that changes what your child carries forward. Discipline doesn't fail because children refuse to learn. It fails when the moment you teach in is not a moment their brain can receive. Reactive parents try to fix behavior as fast as possible. Aware parents slow the moment down before they shape it. Remember, the lesson doesn't stick where the child doesn't feel safe. Notice the last time you corrected too fast. What was your child feeling in that moment? And what were you actually trying to stop within yourself? If you want to understand what your child is learning beneath their behavior, stay here. Sometimes the change isn't what you say, it's when you choose to say it.